everybody. Well, this is actually Friday night, late night, but it has leaked over to Saturday. I'm late. I tried to focus in. Look at this, I got my episode number down. Yeah, I had to go check it out. Had a couple of false starts yesterday. But guess what? I'm here. Yes, I am. In living color. Yeah. You don't get much time with me because you're looking sideways, and all this stuff. So, I kind of like pony up with this view, and then I add myself to that view. Add myself to that view. And there we go. I'm on the right side of the middle. That works. All right. So I go through our photography here. Just so you know, that's my little ball of fun. Yeah, you can see that little guy. Yeah. Jimmy is focusing on that dog pretty. His eyes look pretty intense. I'm actually having a good time with the dog, and yeah. So now they're working on Cash Patel. Where's he? There he is. It turns out that he was drunk and disorderly when he was 20. Can you believe it? So now they're dragging him through the coals because he was drunk and disorderly when he was 20. Good for him. Remember this airplane deal where this Canadian flight was coming in properly, landed properly? I actually had this kind of figured out, but we got preliminary report information, with this. Turns out this plane crashed into a fire truck. Well, the fire truck wasn't supposed to be there. So the plane's going like over 100 miles an hour and whacks into the fire truck. Fire truck was told, stop, stop, stop. Truck said, oh, I thought that was someone else. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Who would that be? The plane is in the air. It just touched down. Not like, it had much chance to, they can't make a left turn to get out of your way. Truck one was traveling about 30 miles an hour. It entered runway number 4 just as the plane touched down, which means, like 130 miles an hour or something like that. Bam! Yeah.
It's 12:30.
Doesn't have any opportunity to get out of the way. Yeah. So, and the pilots did right, but they're dead. Yeah. The nose of the plane hit a stupid fire truck. Bam. And I think one of the 2 crew people also died. So, yeah. Yeah, the crew of 4, 2 pilots and 2 stewardesses. Yeah. One of them died. The other one didn't. And, 2 seconds before the crash, the airplane's nose landing gear just touched down. So, that would mean all 3 positions. Yeah, about 400 feet from the taxiway, and then boom, it's 100 miles an hour when it hit the, this plane is, there's no chance of getting out of the way. I mean, jeez, it's just disgusting. All right, so that's what's going on here. Yeah. Airport truck missed the warning before the fatal crash. So, didn't have their radio turned up loud enough or something around the air. Air traffic controller says, "Stop, stop, stop." They didn't stop. They're racing across the runway. You'd think they'd look left and right before they go that way, because the airplane does have runway lights. And also, the lights that light the runways were not on. They're normally on, it would be red, so that the fire truck would see red in the runway lights that are buried, in the runway. They call them RELs. Runway entrance lights were turned off. RELs are red lights embedded in the taxiway that are supposed to keep traffic on taxiways from crossing into the runways. When it's a plane landing. Oh, God. It's two young pilots, bam, dead. These guys are supposed to, in the air traffic controllers, they're supposed to, that's why they have all of this rigmarole. That's why you spend all this money on this air traffic control and, All right, let's turn down Epidemic. I can't hear myself think. You ever trying to think of those words? I can't hear myself think. Well, whatever that means, you know what I'm saying. All right. The other big story is this right here. Let's see, is it this one? Oh, gosh. I'm going to say it's this one. Yeah, it is. All right, ready? That's a robo-taxi. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a picture. That's a picture. Here we go. Ready? Watch this. There you go. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They're all lined up. Notice no side mirrors, no steering wheel, and no pedals. These are 5 robotaxis driving autonomously to a particular location where they're going to check in. These are fresh from the factory, and they're getting on the highway. They're going to drive themselves crazy. Yep. Just wanted to show you that in case you're interested in such things. So you can see the rear bumper on that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. I thought you might be interested in that. Here's the robotaxi. It charges by just rolling over top of that pad. And something in the robotaxi goes down on the pad. That's my guess. And the pad goes up to the underside of the, what do you call it? Just like you do your watch with this trusty little disc, or my iPhone is sitting on the stand, magnetically attaching itself to that thing with the logo on it. That's a little tipsy topsy. Yep. There we go. There we go. Yeah, well, that's what's going on here, but it's 230 volts, a little higher power. There's a battery pack that's charging. Here is Tesla Semi. Look at that. Uses the 4680 battery, which is a bigger cell. If you've seen those little can of fruit juices on the bar, 7.5 ounce cans, that's about the same physical size as the 4680 battery. Who found what? Anyway, so you can see, this is a little clip. It shows, look at all the semi trucks getting ready to go somewhere. Yep. 4680 battery cells. Lower costs. This little clip repeats itself. So in case you're trying to read these 500-mile range. And that third item, lower costs. Let's see what this last message says down here. I'm going to get it this time. Built for long hauls. Yeah, see, 500 miles of range. You know, at 60 or 70 miles an hour is about an 8-hour stint. Federal law, if you're on federal highways, says, you know, every 8 hours you're supposed to take a break. Well, that's it. You take a break, and, you know, while you're taking your break, you charge the vehicle. You do the same thing if you're filling up with diesel fuel, but this is, you're going to fill it up with electric energy. Yeah. Oh, cost per month. Oh, there must have been music going along with this. Yeah. Okay. Hello. All right, how do we get the... All right, let's try it. Crap. Sign back in. Oh, crabble. Sorry, folks. It's late night. Sign back in. Okay, I'm signing back in. I don't know what that's all about. I was doing the video and it took over my sound. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on with the reason why that came out is Cybertruck is, I believe, in production now in Austin, Texas. They're building those suckers. Yeah. There you go. This is just this. Oops. No. See if I can get back on. There we go. This truck right here is in production in Austin, Texas. So they ran a little video, and of course that piqued my interest. I wanted to see. So they've been tweaking this thing for a couple of years, and you know, Pepsi Cola, and Frito-Lay. You know, they bought 20 or 30 trucks. I think UPS ordered X number all kinds of people lined up for trucks. You know, get on the electric bandwagon. So, you know, these things aren't cheap. Yeah, they cost like $250,000 a copy. But the cost per mile is like 1/3 of your typical diesel, you know, that you see on the highways all the time, spewing all that nasty, half-burnt fuel when they step on their accelerator pedal. And those big old diesel engines throw out all that carbon monoxide and unburnt carbon and, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. So there's the truck. Whoops. We can come down. There we go. We can come down all the way on that. You can go up a little bit. Yeah. I wanted to show you. I guess this is the only map. Yeah. So all those dots, those are electric, the red ones with the lightning bolt through them. Those are superchargers. There's Pompano, there's Boca Raton. Yeah, see, we got 4 or 5 of them in our area. A couple in Delray, yeah. We happen to have a plug right next to our car in this parking garage. So in this little picture, there's 848 chargers in that little thing. You know, if you expand it out all the way, there's like, I think, over 20,000. Yeah, I just picked South Florida. You see, there's a number of them over here too, in Fort Myers Beach, Naples. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Trump intervened and spoke to, you know, some of the Ayatollahs that we're going to hang these. Can you believe they're going to hang these 8 ladies? Do not kill these 8 women. Look at them, they're all teenagers. Trump said, you kill them, I'm going to bomb the shit out of you. And they bomb the shit out of you anyway because you're not paying attention to me on what we need, you know. No nuclear. What part of that you don't understand? Oh, God. Oh, my fingers hurt. Yeah. Let's go to this right here. Let's see how Tesla stock. You know, the stock, which I don't have any of, by the way. But for all those of you that do, there's what happened. You can see it up in the...
It's 12:45.
No, you can't. Sorry. Alright, let's bring it over. You should be able to see it right now. So if you look at the... Whoops, not quite. In the very top corner, you can see, I'm pulling it down. Try to get it so you can see it. There we go. If I pull it down, see it? At close, 376.30. And it was up 258 for the day, and then in the after hours trading, it traded down 1.03 from the trading from 4 o'clock to like 8 o'clock. But you see, it's pretty steady. You know, it's not a pretty picture. For the month, it's down 17. For the 3 months, it's down 58. So that's almost, it's like 18%, if I had to guess. It's got everything going for it. Its problem, I can tell you what the problem is. You see this number right here? It says PE. See volume, VOL, right underneath March. See January, February, March, April. So right underneath MAR is 62.36. That's the volume for today. The PE, price earnings ratio, 345. You know what that should be? 50. It's 5 times overpriced because of all this exciting stuff that's going on. But all this exciting stuff that's going on is being delayed. You know, it's not easy putting together all these pieces. You know, building a car. You know, the whole robo-taxi thing. You know, like the robo-cab. And you have the cyber taxi and robo-cab. Yeah, the robo-cab was the gold car with the wings, that doors that open up, which I've showed on occasion. This one right here, that's the robo-cab. The other one is the cyber taxi. Yeah. They can't copyright the names because someone else already has the names. Yeah, that's the robo-taxi and the cyber cab. The autonomous robo-taxi is called the cyber cab. Yeah, that's it. Cyber cab. 2-seater only. That big trunk area because the back 2 seats aren't seats. It's opened up in the trunk area. Tesla has done research on how many trips to the airport and how many people take trips or rides with stuffed luggage they want in the back 2 seats. So the answer to that is about 93% of the hail rides with Uber is 2 persons or 1 person. The 6.5% that need 3 or 4 people or 5 people, that's the 90%. That's the 10%. They're actually at 6.5%. Yeah. So they decided to make this for the 93.5% of the people. And if you want a bigger car, then you got the Model Y, which is the cyber taxi. Yeah. This is their robo-taxi. This is the cyber cab. Make you all mixed up. Yeah. It's a little smaller, a little lighter. There's a big rear wheel and a smaller front wheel. It's gold in color. They're all going to be the same color of gold. Yeah. They're being staged all over the country for limited activity in up to 15 different cities, starting immediately. And that's why I showed you that little video of all the cyber cabs getting getting on the highway. Yeah. They're driving to a destination. I think that was actually from Austin, Texas, heading north to Dallas, Texas. Yeah. Because they're going to, but that could be five cyber robocabs. Yeah, there could be robocabs that were offloaded from a tractor trailer and then charged up, cleaned up, windshield, the car washed, and everything brand spanking fresh and clean, heading to a holding area that has chargers and so forth. Yeah. Because when they're not driving, they got to be somewhere. So the somewhere is where they were going, which is like, warehouse, somewhere where they have a bunch of chargers. It has to be an area that would be cordoned off for, private use. And they drive in there, and then they get, special automated vacuum cleaners, clean them out, and wash them off. Any luggage that was left in there, and they have to put that somewhere where it can be picked up. And the riders would be contacted and say, "Oh, you left your baggage in the car. It's over here at 189th Street in West Hollywood," whatever. Yeah. So they were talking about it a while ago, and now they have 15 or 18 cities that have been communicated with by Tesla. Let's see if I have a list or something. Going through. Anyway, we'll get to it. So the Dow was down today to 49,300. Tesla is down to 373 a share, and Nvidia is down to 199 a share. Here's my little puppy dog. Recent photo. What a face on that one, huh? A thing of beauty. Alright, what do we got here? I clip these articles, which then reminds me what to talk about. So this is, see in the very top, there you go, pull it down a little bit. FSD, full self-driving version 14.3.1. Yeah. The other number is also the concurrent number for the same software for people that aren't using full self-driving. They're just driving the cruise control version in Tesla. And that would be 2026, the second week of the month, and the 9th version of the software, 0.7. So they have like version 9 and then 7 iterations of version 9. That's what that means. So that number 2 would go up to 52 in theory. And then, you could have 9, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0.7 afterwards means that there were 7 iterations of version 9 in the second week of 2026. That is how you decode what that means. If you have full self-driving activated in your car, then it's version 14.3.1. Yeah. And this is, we're splitting hairs, but we're getting to, the final touches of the software, and get all the safety aspects of the software incorporated in the software. So maybe it gets to version 15, and then that's got everything so that these robocabs can, drive. I'm driving on, I'll show you. There's my Tesla car. There it is, you can see it. And if I go all the way to the bottom, you see in the very bottom where it says full self-driving supervised software version 14.2.2.5. Yeah, I don't have the 0.3 yet. I should have it any day now. When I pull down on that and let it go, that kind of like reloads the software. Goes to Fremont, California to see if there's any hope that new software is it's coming. All right, I'll bet you. Let's go home. All right. The April 28th version, which this is now Saturday morning at 1 a.m. And so I'm going to click on this. Apparently no one has won the jackpot. Therefore, Mega Millions has now climbed to the august amount of $163 million. If someone had won, that would reset to $50 million. But since no one won, it's $163 million. There we go. Perfect. Last, the prior one was 150, now it's 163. So it went up 13 million, all right. So now I'm going to show you how to put this into my spreadsheet. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to click the 3 bars and hit winning numbers, Mega Million. There it is. So the $150 million lottery, no one won it with the number 7, 16, 32, 35, 40, with the Mega Millions ball 12. So I am now going to...
It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah. It's 1 a.m. by the way, in case you're interested. So for those of you that are insomniacs... yeah, whoops. Where's the... I keep on getting trapped with this. Let's just say okay, and I'll clean it up. Let's see. Then I have to go to this. Then I had recently saved and touch this. And then touch that, to get the, there we go. Let's try to bring this, oh God. This has to be full screen mode, sorry. There we go, we move that back in, all the way over there. So those red lines will not be visible. Right there. So the magic to get it in my spreadsheet is the distance for this bottom one is about the same as the distance between each black number. The same thing with the top. The top is a little bit too much. So I bring that down just a tad. Left side, right side looks good. Now we go to the hard part. We go to adjust. And over here, I touch that and it darkens. See how it darkens those black circles. It needs to be darkened. And turn that up. And if I turn the contrast up, that brightens it up. And I go up here to the very top one and increase that to see, the higher I turn it up, the black goes away. So right there. All right, let's see if that's dark enough, or the white is white enough. That's the magic here. All right, so we save that. Now I'm going to go to the spreadsheet, which is numbers. And I just touched, there we go. So I'm going to come over here, all the way over here. There we go, right there. Right there, yeah. So rollover is going to be cut. Then I'm going to go back over to the photos. And this one, all the way on the top, very top, is a box. You see the box with the arrow up? Touch that one. The box with the arrow up, I'm going to touch it. And down here it says, copy photo. That's what we want to do right there. Touch that one. Those go away. That lets you know what happened. Then I go back to numbers. And in that box, I touch it and I say paste. And it's going to say, are you going to allow a paste? And it says yes. And it looks good. It looks perfect. So now I get the box. There we go. And the black lines. You're almost done. They'll do. You get the point, right? So the $150 million lottery has not been won. So now we're, what did they say it was? Go back here to, there it is. It went to 163. All right. So now I go back to the spreadsheet. Easy thing is I'm just going to copy that number there and then edit the number. And, I can't see where the cursor is. Oh, here it is. 63. There we go. All right, we got that part. This right here, we're going to copy it and put it up in there because it's a rollover. Yeah. Move these down a little bit. Getting in the way. Erase that one. I got some of these colored doodads. Copy them. Paste them. There we go. And now, right here, this 45, I'm going to copy all of the logos. There we go, all these formulas. Don't stop now. Right to here. What am I going to do with that? I'm going to copy those. And I'm going to paste them right there. And all those formulas have been copied over. And the last thing to do is that yellow ball right there. Copy that over that green one. This is only one green dot. That is our new lottery thingy right there. So, what I want to talk about, yeah, we'll show two of them, right? The one that you just missed. I'm going to go up a little bit. There we go, right there. So now I'm going to hit print screen. Whoops. Come over just a little bit. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Top button and the side button at the same time. Facebook just left us. Well, I was in there 42 minutes. That's something. Sooner or later, those folks will take my advice and come on over to YouTube. Because they hang in there all the time. All right, I'll do that. And go save the photos. I'm going to do this one more time. But I'm not going to include all that. Yeah, I'll do this right here. And bring this down. You don't want to see that. Right there. That looks good. Now we'll go through this right after I close down my spreadsheet. Because I'm with the touch screen, I'm afraid of lousing it up. So this way I put that to bed. I don't need the lottery channel anymore, so I'll go ahead and close that out. What else we got going here? Get rid of footboard. Now we're going to go to the photo album. And so I'm going to make that a favorite, and I'm going to make this a favorite by touching the heart up there in the top. See, in the top you touch the heart. It's not a favorite. No, it is a favorite. Yeah. All right. So here are the numbers for tonight, or the 11 11 p.m. On April 25th, 4th. This is the 5th, April 24th, at 11 p.m. These are the numbers that were drawn. 7, 16, 32, 35, 40. Mega Millions vote 12. No one got them. So that makes it $163 million lottery. And that's as of 12:58 a.m. And then I look at this. This is 12:09. So it took 30 or 40 minutes before they knew that not available is, yeah, you can play. Because no one won. When the lottery people open up at, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, whatever time they open up. So, let's talk about the spreadsheet stuff. This is Jimmy's spreadsheet. This is not official anything. This is just Mr. Jimmy, pretend mathematician, who is keeping track of this lottery business. And when someone tells me what the jackpot is, I get that from the Lottery Central. And then I have formulas that determine everything else. Based on past, recent Mega Millions lotteries, when it's 100 and, it's about 45.2 something percent, you can divide it out. And therefore the jackpot is, the lump sum is $173,750,000. And what is that? That is, in other words, what is the present value of the future cash flows of, the 30 payments that you get paid in a 5% increasing annuity? So what would that first payment be? And then you add 5% to that for the next year. And then you add 5% of that for the next year. You see right here, so there's a big formula under here, because the question is, what would that first payment be such that a jackpot of $73,750,000, when you have a lottery, that's $163 million. What would that first payment be? To which you add 5% for the next payment. You add 5% of that for the next payment. And then add all them up. You know what you get? $163 million. That's how you get the $163 million. You accept that 5% increasing annuity. And therefore, on day one, 15 days after the draw date, that gives them a couple of weeks to get their shit together. Pardon the expression. Yeah, there's 45 states and 2 territories, District of Columbia and the Virgin Islands.
It's 1:15.
So it's 47 jurisdictions. And they got to call each other and all this stuff. And, if someone in Florida bought the ticket, they'd collect their grand prize in Tallahassee, Florida. And 15 days after the draw date, if you elect to take the annuity, your first check, which is day one, 15 days after the draw date is the earliest. The latest is 179 days. You get into 185 days, 180 days or more, your lottery ticket becomes null and void and you win nothing. So you want to get in there before 6 months. Yeah, get in there right away. Don't waste any time. But not before 15 days from the draw date. because they have to get their you-know-what together so that they can either pay you $2,453,000 or $56,050. $56,050,050. 15 days from the draw date. However, not later than 60 days from the draw date. You need to tell these folks and show up and say, I want the lump sum. If you show up 63 days after the draw date, you're going to have no choice. You're going to have to take the annuity, because after 60 days from the draw date, this is just the rules, I'm telling you. The rules say you must take the annuity, not the lump sum. You have the lump sum privilege only if you make your intentions known to the lottery people. They'll verify your ticket and ask for serial numbers and all this stuff to make sure you are actually the winner. And once you disclose that, sooner than 60 days from the draw date, but not sooner than 15 days from the draw date, that window, that month, a little over a month window, 6-week window, I guess, or it's a 2-month window, but you can't get your money until 15 days from the draw date. They'll verify your ticket, tomorrow, and then you can show up Monday or Tuesday, whatever suits you. Or Wednesday or Thursday. Don't wait more than 60 days from the draw date if you want the lump sum, which in this case is $73,750,000. 73 million. Right? That number above there is the month before. I just remember we dropped 2 lines of this. This is the winning numbers that no one won, so it rolled over. So we're going over what the rollover would be. There's no sense in harping over the line above because no one won. So if you play the new game, which the draw date is April 28th at 11 p.m., however, before 10 p.m., yeah. And if you were to win this one, it'd be $73,750,000. Big numbers. If you see in the top there in italics, it says the lump sum payout after tax payout, and the dollar values are estimates produced by the author, which is yours truly. The data presented have A, not been confirmed, and B, not endorsed by any lottery. Just so you know, this is just Jimmy's talking. But I'll bet you if you win on April 28th, your lump sum is going to be around $73,750,000. If I were a guessing man, I used an equation to get that. That's why that little 45 is peeking out of that box, because it's about 45% of the jackpot. That's what the lump sum would be. That's a formula there. They have a different formula, but I'm estimating to the nearest, $10,000. So it can be up or down from, it'll be 73 million something. That I guarantee you. I don't guarantee it, but I'm just saying. Figure of speech. Yeah. That's the number that would go on your tax return on line 1H. Can you imagine? TurboTax, have you won any lotteries? Yeah, I did. I won the 73,750,000, or whatever the number is that the official lottery people tell you. It's going to be around that number right there, plus or minus $10,000. Yeah, that's my guesstimate. But no promises. So that would be what goes on your tax return. But you talk to your tax guy. Now that you want all that money, you can afford a tax guy. So there's the green dot, just to remind us to stay on the bottom line. So, but they're not going to give you that money because the long arm of Uncle Sam, they're only going to give you $56 million. Because all lotteries are subject to a withholding tax of 24%. So they're going to take 24% of that 73 million and take it. Yeah, which is 13 million something. 13,000,007. It's a withholding tax, so it goes, to the IRS with your initials on it, so to speak. Because you're going to reference that in your tax return. But just know this, if you won 73 million in 2026, you would be in the top tax bracket, which, because of the great big beautiful bill, the maximum tax bracket is 37%. So you're going to owe another $9,500,000. $9,587,000 in my opinion, which has no value to the lottery, but I'll bet you it's close to that. So put that in the side pocket, Jimmy. This is reminders for me in case I win it. Yeah. So I figured, I'm producing all these numbers just so, Jimmy, that 73 million is going to go on 1H on your 1040. Uncle Sam is going to retain 24%. Therefore, this is the amount of the deposit that'll be put into my TD bank account. Yep. So therefore, $9.5 million more will have to be paid because 24 plus 13 is 37. Yep. So we're pretty confident that another 13% you'll have to pay unless you're already a billionaire. And if you're already a billionaire, then, maybe you have some offsets, deductions, buildings with depreciation hanging on there. And you can burn up some more depreciation and suck up that 9 million. Well, the regular folk, like me, we don't have any of that stuff. So therefore, that 9,087,500, the IRS is going to be looking at in April of 2027 when you do your tax return. So put that in the side pocket, Jimmy. Just take it out of there, and then the net amount that you can play with, for God's sakes, don't lose it. That'll be the net amount in my TD bank account. Yeah, this is going to go into another account at 4%. So you make, $370,000 in interest. Can you imagine? $370,000 on that money that you're going to hand over to the IRS. And then you're left with 40, out of this whole thing, you're left with 46 million. Yeah, about 28, 29% of the initial jackpot. If you live in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, where you're up around 12, 13% state income tax, you're going to pay another $9 million. So you ain't going to have 46 million, you're going to have 37 million. So do you want to pay another $9 million? Rent yourself a place and move to Florida for 180 days out of the year, and you can claim Florida as your home, and you won't pay that $9 million. Is it worth $9 million to move your ass from New York to Florida, or Texas, or Tennessee? Yeah, huh? Is it worth $9 million to make that move? I don't know, boy. You can come back and visit your friends. Live in Florida and visit your friends. You just have to have over 180 days in Florida, or else you cannot claim it as your new residence. Same thing for Texas or Tennessee. I mean, that's an IRS rule. That's not a state rule. Florida has no state income tax. Therefore, that $46,462,500 is the net amount of all 37% federal tax. So if 37% is the federal tax, what's, the other 63% is yours. So 63% of that number right there, that's 73 million, it's 46,462,000. You can do the math. If you don't want the lump sum, you can take the annuity, and your first payment will be first payment, $2,453,000. Or you can take the lump sum, and after all federal taxes, is $46,462,000. That $2,453,000 is your gross amount. From that, you will pay, whatever the federal tax is on $2,400,000, which is probably also 37%. So you have to take 63% of that number to find out how much you get. So it's $1,008,000 something, whatever. $1,007,000 something. 6 times 25 is 150. So it'd be about $1,500,000 something. Yeah. $1,500,000 or 46 million. That's the annuity. Yeah. That's your second payment, which is 1 year and 1 day after you get the $2,400,000. You get before tax. You get another $2,570,000 before tax, and the third payment is $2,704,000. So that the $2,700,000 is 105% of that $2,500,000, which is 105% of $2,400,000. The magic of compound interest. Yeah. Your 30th payment will probably be somewhere around $10 million. Or guessing, man. Yeah. Keeps growing 5% each year. They call that a 5% growing annuity. So that was the big question. If $163 million is the total of all 30 payments, and it's a 5% growing annuity, what would that first payment be? Well, there's a big, nasty equation to come up with that $2,453,000. And I can show you. Whoops. It's up here. I remember looking it up. Someone wanted to know what that formula looks like. And not in, there it is. That's the formula. Yep. The first payment, P1, equals the total annuity, which is 163 million, divided by 1 plus 0.05 to the 30th power, because there's 30 payments, minus 1, divided by 1.05. That's what goes in the spreadsheet. There it is in spreadsheet terms. Yeah. 1 plus 0.05 to the 30th power minus 1 divided by 0.05. There you go. That formula. See the arrow down? Yep. Yeah, I got it all typed out here, so the first payment is the magic. What would that first payment be? Well, that's the equation. Believe it or not. Better believe it. And then when you calculate all those payments in the 30 rows, 30 columns, it all adds up to 163 million. Now it might be a couple $100 higher or lower because of rounding. Because I round to the nearest dollar. The official lottery people, they're going to pay you to the penny. I'm rounding dollars up and dollars down, so I don't get an exact number. But I'll end up with 163,200,000, So, for the sake of, trying to guess that first payment, which I'm not guessing, I'm calculating it with that formula I just showed you. That's a lot of guessing to try to figure out what that first number is, but that's the magic, because that's 105% of that. That's easy. And that 2,000,007 is 105% of 2,000,005, So that formula is easy. It's just multiplied by times 1.05, and you get that second number, second payment. You take that number, multiply it by 1.05, you get that number. Yeah. The question is, what's that first number? Yeah. Yeah, you could be guessing your ass off to come up with 2,053,380. You go to 81 and it ships up. You go to 79, it ships down. 380 is the number to the nearest dollar. Yeah. It's rounded to the nearest dollar, so 49 cents, it rounds down. 50 cents rounds up. So I ought to be likely higher than lower, because 50 is larger than 49. You'd be surprised. The rounding is rounding, and sometimes I miss it by $100 one way or the other. Yeah, $150. But, I'm not Lottery Central. But I'm pretty close on that first, that 2,453,000. If you just look at the, to the thousand, forget the 380. Who cares? $1,000 when you're bringing home gross $2,400,000. What's $1,000 among friends? Yeah, I calculate it for you. All right, Jimmy. We understand. And the rest of you that maybe. Anyway, Mega Millions. There are over 223,000 terminals all over the United States and 2 territories. You know? So that's why they can't do anything sooner than 15 days from the draw date. They got a couple of weeks to get their shit together and get all the money rounded up, because you may want the lump sum, in which each of these states are going to have to pony up. Well, they've already been ponying up. I think the lottery sweeps the money twice a week, at least. I actually don't know how often. I don't know if it's every night or twice a week. You know, maybe it's the draw dates is Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday. So maybe they sweep the money Tuesday night and Friday night. Yeah. Or maybe they give you a day to put all the money in case, you know. So on Tuesday, you gather up all the money you collected for the past 3 or 4 days, and you show up on Wednesday and make the deposit for the sweep. And Friday, you just get swept on Saturday. Yeah. I don't know what the rules are on that. It's at least twice a week. I mean, it could be every night, for all I know. But they do collect, and they got a lot of, when you got a couple 100,000 retail terminals all over the country, everybody has to follow the same rules. Let's see. All right, so that's the winning numbers, which no one won. So I went over that for you. 163 million on this one. I can afford to win that. So how many? So you look in this. You see this 11, 12, 13, 14. So they've tried 11 times. And no one has won. So it's rolled over. So that's drawing 12. Remember, there's 2 weeks, so that's 6 weeks. So far, no winner. That's why there's a 12 there. If no one wins that, it goes to 13, 14, 15. If someone wins it, let's say someone wins on Tuesday, then line 13 becomes line 1, and 50 million goes in that box. It resets to 50 million. Yeah. So, when I saw the 163 million up, that means no one won. Yeah. Just reviewing that for you again. Marilyn has a nail appointment tomorrow, which I have to cancel for her. And there's Jimmy playing with the puppy. And the puppy is looking up. And I am looking down. Look at those eyeballs looking down. No wonder I scare that dog. Dog does exactly what I say. It was with a piercing stare like that. Oh, FBI Director Kash Patel was arrested twice. Twice arrested in incidents involving alcohol. Once for public intoxication and once for public urination. After leaving a bar, he admitted to such thing in 2005, when he was like 20. Yeah, he's a college kid, letting off some steam, and the police came and arrested him because he was drunk and disorderly, whatever. Second time, he was taking a leak out behind the bar, outside. Oops, got arrested for public urination. Oh my God. Yeah, alcohol-related interdictions are not uncommon for those in their teens and 20s. 2 decades later, as Patel pushes back against allegations of drinking, is impairing his leadership in the nation's top law enforcement agency. I don't think so. Anyway, these arrests show how Patel's alcohol use has been subjected to scrutiny, before in his professional life. Okay. That doesn't make him any weaker, FBI director. He's a regular guy instead of a hypocrite. Let's see how the media tears him apart too bad, A lot of times, a president will just cut him loose or something. Caroline Levitt sparks a frenzy after dropping a shocker that she's not part of the Trump's political team anymore, which means that when she leaves on maternity leave, she will not be returning. So that's another female that's going to be departing the Trump administration, someone else. I wonder who that's going to be. She was really quite good, I have to say. And I watch the news, and I've seen her answer questions, and she knows how to stand her ground, and she represented the president beautifully, in my humble opinion. And she is, the last one, remember the last one with the stupid hairdos, the one that was LBGTQYP plus, whatever, sorry. She, every time a question came up, she'd have to, look in a big 3-ring binder and see the tab and open it up and read the answer. Yeah, so they have all these potential questions, and she'd look up the questions so she could get the answer. This one, she shoot from the hip. She knew the answer because she's on top of the current events, and she's a smart cookie, and she would, answer the question as if it was asked to any cognitive person in the administration that pays attention to what's going on. Whatever the question, she came up with an answer, or she says, I'll get back to you on that. But most, 99% of the time, and I have not done the math on the percent, but almost every time she would be able to answer the question. Maybe the question is unknowable, and both parties have to do their research to figure out what the answer might be. Some questions don't have an answer. Some questions have an answer, but it's a strategic question that the answer to which would be in the hands of the enemy because the enemy watches the news, the USA News, to see what President Trump is thinking. So they try not to answer questions with Trump is thinking about anything about Iran. Anyway, so we know she's announced she's not going to be part of Trump's political team anymore. and with a sad depart. She's been everywhere with the press. I mean, you can imagine what a thrill it is to be. It's work. You know, you're 18 hours a day, every day of the week. I mean, every single day of the week. 18 hours a day. You're away from your family. I mean, it's like being on a military, assignment. Yep. Anyway, so this article talks about some of the bonuses these pilots get. It's up to $50,000. That's a bonus. On top of a $200,000 salary, they give you a $50,000 bonus for extending your, for example, extending your tour another couple of years. They give you a $50,000 bonus if you sign up for another couple of years, a year early. So let's say in your second year, they give you a bonus, so you have years 3 and 4. Or in year 4, they give you a $50,000 bonus, so that's a 5 and a 6. Yeah. Apparently, there's the Justice Department is erasing some restrictions on marijuana products. There's a flowering marijuana tree. It's full of seeds and grows like a weed. It's like a big weed, literally. If you were to throw those seeds out in your lawn, you'd be cutting them off as weeds. These little plants that pop up. Yeah. That's like all weed, I guess. Huh? Yep, here's the tractor trailer. No exhaust pipe. It's got mirrors, even though it's got cameras. The federal law says you got to have mirrors, even though the cameras are better. So that's what those big mirrors are. If they could get rid of the mirrors, they'd be, 4% more efficient as far as saving energy, because you know what it's like to stick your hand out a window when you're going 60 miles an hour. You feel all that pressure. That's drag, coefficient of drag. Well, if you didn't have those mirrors, you'd be 4% better. You can see those mirrors. You can make them as aromatically refined as possible, but it's something in there disturbing the wind going by. So the atmosphere would slow the vehicle down. That's the new charging, where you don't plug it in. You just drive over it, and the energy goes to the battery. I don't know if something drops down from the car or the pad lifts up. Not too sure what happens. But I think that whatever is producing the energy has to be closer to the cyber cab. Yeah. I just don't know what happens. I think it moves up. Because in this video clip you can see the graphic shows up. It goes up. So I think that pad goes up somehow. And then when it's done, it goes back down. it's automatic. All you got to do is drive over it, and and have one of these cars, because there's signals and they won't come up unless it's that car. And this is 5 cybercabs getting ready to be installed in a city near you. Apparently they're going to like 18 cities, which would cover about 42% of the entire population of the United States. So this year, starting right now, there's a list of 18 cities, and over the next month, let's say, they're pumping out these cybercabs, or robocabs and cyber taxi. I forget which how it goes. I think it's cyber. Let's see, how can we figure that out? I just want to show you this. This is the 593rd episode. Yeah. Can you imagine? 590 previous episodes of me talking for an hour and 26 minutes. See that right there? That's the elapsed time that I've been talking. And this is you can't see it. That's the real time. 1 a.m. 53 minutes, yeah. This is my SM7B favorite microphone because it covers all the tones. So, yeah, Trump saved these girls. Yeah. And 4 of them got out of jail, and the other 4 have to be in jail for a month. Oh, that would be a scary month. Because these people are nuts. They hang them just to make a point, just to keep everybody terrified. They machine gun, hang. So if you protest what's going on, you may not survive it. The USA, the police just push you out of the way. In the land of Iran, they lock you up and hang you, or they machine gun you right in the street and sweep up the bodies in a dump crap. What are you going to do about it? Not much. Thursday was not good. Tesla stock went down 1380. They didn't like the quarterly report. Elon sounded, he wasn't as energetic as I've heard him before. Yeah. It's a puppy dog. A little bit of a 80% portrait or profile, looking straight at you. Oh my God, those eyes look straight at you. He's focusing right on my big eyeballs. Oh boy, that's one of my favorite shots right there. Marilyn took that. Yeah, in our apartment. Yeah, she's up on my couch. Yeah. And she sent it to me. Alright, what's going on here with the oranges? Advocates for human health and the environment are pushing back against a Florida farm bill that would punish the spread of false information about agriculture, decrying a measure they say violates free speech rights and silences public debate about harmful farming practices. Oh, what's that? Like using fertilizer or using water? So 20 members of the public came across the state at their meeting of the House Agriculture and Natural Resources Budget Subcommittee on Wednesday, when about 20 members came across the state and voiced their opposition. So what are you going to do? Listen to them. It's the orange. I thought that was a nice picture of a nice Valencia orange sitting on the tree, ready for picking. Yeah. So it looks like this guy is going to be the new CEO of Apple. Tim Cook is turning in his badge as CEO. And this guy, who's been with Apple for like 25 years, according to this story, Ternus, John Ternus, T-E-R-N-U-S. He's a hardware guy as opposed to a software guy. Okay. Anyway. Tim Cook has been making mention that he was, one way or the other, gonna unwind himself from day to day over the last year. And a couple of days ago, he announced his replacement. And, they sit behind closed doors and they privately meet with each board member and ask him, what do you think of this guy? He made presentations to our board, all the time. What do you think of him? And the directors each voice their opinion, and, that's how that works. And then when they have their meeting, everyone's been talked to individually. So you don't ask a question you don't know the answer to in a board meeting. They're all very official. And you don't say more than what you need to. That's what's gotten Elon Musk in trouble, because he talks too much. You're not supposed to use a lot of words in a board meeting. Save those for other meetings and make news then. Don't do it at the board meeting. Everything is pretty scripted. But Elon doesn't like to be scripted. He's a free spirit. Gives the lawyers at Tesla headaches. There's my watch face. In big, April 23rd. That was a couple days ago at 9 p.m. It told me my sleep score is 59. That's what that is. Yeah. Which is low sleep score. It was a poor night's sleep last night. See if we can get out to bed on time tonight. That's what that's. The Apple Watch gives you no breaks. There's Tim Cook. He's stepping down as CEO. So he'll be on the board probably, giving board advice. Meeting, a couple times a month. Robin and I, daughter Robin and I, had a conversation last night, or yesterday, that lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes. Yeah. My darling daughter. Absolutely. Trump extends the ceasefire until Iran gets their shit together. It's been a pretty tumultuous time because the Israelis keep coming up with targets. Tim Cook has been with the president on several occasions already. Trump pays tribute to Tim Cook. Yeah, it's a $4 trillion company, so it's big, very big. $200 a share. It grows, 20 or 30% a year. What's wrong with that? They're not going to come to an agreement with Iran. I don't think so. Yes. I made this placard on Thursday and I didn't do it. So the number on this episode is 593 because this episode didn't happen. Wasn't feeling well or something. I forget what. I'm doing it right. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, pre-dawn. I'm still talking. I'm about done though. The puppy dog is sleeping down here on her little bed. So I'll pick her up like a little baby and move her over to where I'm going to sleep on the couch so I don't disturb Marilyn. I made myself a 16-ounce cup of fresh coffee. Yeah. Just regular coffee, not decaf. Yeah. These New York Post the cover of New York Post, it's pretty interesting every day. It's a $2 26-page newspaper. Opens up like a book. This is the front page. This is Swalwell. There's a monster in the House of Representatives. Get him out. So public pressure made him resign. And also withdraw from governor of California. Can you believe it? They knew about this guy for years. He's your basic scumbag. He's on trial. He's being prosecuted for rape. Drugs these girls and beds them down. At least 2 of them. There were 4 of them that came forward, and this one right here accused him of. The district attorney is charging him with rape. And the Dems say they knew about him for years. Phew. He's the biggest mouth in the... Many happy returns. Trump's new tax laws increases the refunds by 11% on average to $3,462. Ours was $901. Animal in the house. Get rid of him. Hit him on the cover twice. This is what is driving this studio right here. Is this Apple MacBook Air with the M5 chip. I think I have the M4 chip and 2 terabytes of memory. Yeah, I looked it up. There's a button you can push and see what it is. But that's some fine laptop, I'll tell you. It's right here. There's the screen. Yep. I have the camera set so you can see the screen I'm driving this show with. This is my iPad on the keyboard. You can see the user, lighted. Turn the light down. You see turn the lights up just a tad, yeah. My lights used to go off at 1 o'clock. I said, Alexa, stop turning off the lights at 1 o'clock. Is there some kind of a thing set up you got in there that's doing that? She said, oh yes sir, there's 2 of them. I said, well, can you get rid of them? I don't want my lights off at 1 o'clock and 1:05. The den lights stay on as long as I want. Now the living room lights, let's see, I don't know, maybe nothing goes off automatically. Yeah. Yeah. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There's a possible Apple device that Apple is working on that you put on your lapel or inside your jacket pocket, It has couple of cameras on there, probably a wide angle and a medium normal lens. And there's it has a flashlight there. And I'm sure it has microphones and little speakers, so you could answer a telephone call just by tapping it. You can do that on your watch, but there's a lapel pin. Apple Intelligence Pin. Personal intelligence. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works. Apple is reportedly developing a new wearable device called the AI Pin, which could redefine how you interact with technology. This compact clip-on is a gadget that's designed to integrate seamlessly with your iPhone ecosystem, using advanced artificial intelligence to provide real-time contextual assistance. Positioned as part of Apple's broader push into AI-driven wearables, the AI Pen aims to deliver proactive ambient intelligence in a discreet and efficient form, so it could be talking to you in a whisper. You can hear it, and other people can't hear it. Interesting, huh? I thought you'd be interested. That'll be $250 item. That's the interesting thing is how they price it. Yeah. Labor Secretary, got the adios. She's having an affair with a subordinate. And she's drinking on the job. That'll do it. Particularly when the president doesn't drink. So he has very low tolerance for people that drink on the job. You're getting paid. Gosh darn it. You can't drink. Can you imagine drinking on the job? I mean, you know, like after work, if you had a bottle of vodka in your bottom drawer, but you've clocked out, so to speak. I wouldn't call that drinking on the job. She's taking a sip at 10:30 in the morning, probably. I mean, I think that's what they're talking about. Cybercab and robotaxi. I guess cyber. I don't think that's the way it goes. I'm trying to remember what that thing looks like. I should be able to tell looking at my phone here. Think of it. Yeah, and this right here. Let's push this button. Oh, this tells you the number of robotaxis. So it's cyber. I think it's cyber tag and cyber taxi and robocab. I think that's the way Tesla is calling their vehicles. I remember seeing the logo on the side of a Model Y. Yeah. A friend of mine just got a new Model Y. Where's the picture? Should be up on the top here somewhere. Why don't I see it? Maybe it's... oh, I need to touch that. Touch recently saved. Should be a couple of pictures I took. So annoying, I don't know where these things go. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the camera. Oop, there it is. So, you know, that I have it marked as a favorite. So, maybe it's just earlier in the day. This is several days. Where's this red car? How about these watches? Oops. I can't, there it is. What's the library?
It's 2:15.
2:15, oh my God.
Years will pass and skies may change, but our love will stay the same.
It's right near with it. What are you doing? It should be right in here. There it is. It's in this. It's in the library. What the hell is it? Look at that color, huh? This, with a white interior. This is what we've got. This is what we're gonna get. Yes, sir, Bob.
whispers through your head. The ocean calls, we're halfway there. Your eyes are stars, your heart's the sea, pulling me in endlessly. Ride this wave with me, feel the motion endlessly. Every crash, every sea brings you closer back to me. The tide is rising, hearts collide.
Oh, there it is on my phone. I just can't seem to find it on my iPad. Oh, there it is.
Beneath the glow of a silver moon. Ride this wave with me, feel the motion endlessly.
And it's in the favorite.
Morning breaks, but we still stay.
All right.
Caught between
Anyway, that's that light strip has the headlights in there. It's amazing. A bunch of little tiny lights in there. Super bright and light up the street. You just got it. Hilton. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say goodnight. Because it's 2 hours we've been talking here. Speaking to all my insomniac friends, this is recorded forever. You can go to youtube.com/@FAU4U. YouTube got about 45 minutes of the hour and 52 minutes program. Anyway, I stayed up to take care of the... Yeah, I have my official Mega Millions envelope. I have a ticket in there somewhere. Who knows? Maybe I won $1 million. I can afford to win $1 million. How about you guys? If you get all 5 numbers and not, what do you call it, ball, you can win $1 million, 5 million, 2 million. See if anybody won that. Can you imagine you got all 5 numbers, but you didn't get the what do you call it, and you got $1 million instead of 150 million? Hey, there's a 290 million to 1 chance you do not win the jackpot. That's why it's rolled over 11 times. So this, on April 28th, that'll be the 12th time that they're trying to find a winner. Yeah. All right, those are the rules. I'm saying good night. My puppy says, please. I think I have to go to the bathroom. It's time to relieve myself. My coffee goes in one end and out the other. Have a great weekend. Talk to you probably Sunday, definitely Monday. Bye-bye. Hope you like my digital music here.
Nights an ocean breezy, smiled and time just froze on me. Barefoot dreams and secret eyes, kind of love that never dies. Take me back to that night. Palm trees glow, your eyes so bright. We were young and it felt right. Heaven in the city lights. I still hear that distant song. Can we be where we belong? Every word you said still stays, echoes through my brighter days.